Hey, I'm Decathlon Neighbor, and welcome back to PCM22. It's Career Mode and episode 113. Okay, I am back from vacation. I'm not loopy like I was in the previous episodes. I've watched back some of that content, and man, oh man, was I off the rails. Thanks for sticking with me after that craziness, and I wish my team was sticking with me here, me as if I were Terraskin, our leader, because Terraskin has a +2 race day condition. The entirety of the team is on an expected 0. So we have no bonuses of any kind whatsoever, which obviously makes things significantly tougher in our objectives for this race. It's stage 6 of 8 Tour de Suisse. Because of the difficulty level, because everybody else gets, roughly a +4 across the board to their attributes, it makes it insanely hard that it requires good race day condition bonuses to be competitive, because the race day condition bonuses offset the difficulty level bonuses that they have. And then if they have race day condition bonuses on top of it, it just piles on. So when you don't have it, you're just not competitive. And we're looking at a field that has no less than 10 riders with an 80 mountain rating or better as we enter this particular mountain stage. Terraskin finds himself in 5th place. He is a 75 mountain. There's 10 riders that have 80 or better with a +4 on top of it, meaning 84 or better. His +3, thanks to a +2 race day condition, gives him a 78. We're talking about a massive gulf between us and everybody else. McKellar, -5. Vandenberg, -5. Guzman, Bach, -3. Karaman and Huggins, -1. The entire team woke up on the wrong side of the world, much as I did for 2.5 weeks. Speaking of, I am still jet lagged. I've been back for 4 days. I am still jet lagged. When I got there, it took me 2 days. 2 days, and I was properly acclimated to the Philippines. Coming back this way and trying to get back to work and trying to get my taxes done and the track season started. Anyway. 9 riders have gone off the front. They still only have a minute 45 advantage and are not stabilized in their position, which is why Bach, Vandenberg are still trying to get forward as we begin the first climb of the day. Vandenberg, up that effort, and let's get in here and sort this out. We need to protect Terraskin, and Karaman is probably going to get protected. Guzman is certainly not, so we'll put him on that. We'll put him on Karaman, and wow, that's the team, folks. That is the team. Well, let's put you on Huggins. This is going to be a monumental task of trying to hang on to this top 5 on a day such as this one, and that's the sponsor objective, is a top 5. Now, realistically, I don't think we're going to hang on to a top 5. Realistically, I think our goal needs to be eking out a top 10. Just because of the depth of this field, we need to just put everything into trying to survive. Now, this is not that bad of a stage as far as stages go. So hopefully we get everybody up over this first climb, which we still have 7.5K to go to the top of it, but Bach and Guzman are already, and Vandenberg are already struggling. Let's take them off protection duty and let them survive on their own for a little bit and ease off. 5K to go. Let's see how long they can hang on. The other guys will make it through those 4K. The pace isn't that bad, but the pace is certainly not light. But these 3 guys are definitely going backwards, but giving them that little bit longer might just get them to hang on, and it's looking like no. We're looking at a substantial gruppetto forming at the back in this race. That's rough. That is rough because it's a long ways to go to the finish line. Putting those 3 on auto, and we are already down to 4 riders. Holy crap, that is terrible. 115k to go. Let's get Mr. minus 50 billion on water duty. 119 in the Peloton. There's not that many out the back. For us to have 3 out the back is a bit of a disaster. 6 remaining off the front. Gap at 3 minutes to the front 5 of those. That one in no man's land is likely going to get caught out. And we're looking already 2.5 minutes back to these guys, which isn't terribly far. But with these sort of ratings and already hurting like that, just trying to regain contact, as Bach looks like he might get back up there. And does. Bach. No! The Peloton splits. The Peloton splits. Bach trying to recover position, and these two not that far behind. But again, none of these guys have, you know, significant energy of any kind. And it's back together. Bach is here. Bach, protect Terraskin. Keller, go ahead and protect Karaman as things have flattened out. That long, slow descent has left these guys nice and fully recovered. Problem was the guys behind, and these two are not together anymore. Guzman has dropped Vandenberg, and they are just a little bit too far back where I don't think they're going to regain contact. The only good news for them, wow, they're not that close at all. They're 2.5 minutes back. The only good news for them is they aren't substantially far behind, so they should not be facing any real threats of relegation from the race itself based on time. Bach will not last terribly long. I think even by this sprint point, he'll likely be fading and dropping from the group, but at least he's given us that little bit more that we didn't have prior, because really we're looking at a Peloton that's the same size it was. So you're looking at the 3 guys from the break coming back. You're looking at 3 guys regaining contact out of the entire field, or roughly thereabouts, give or take a rider or 2. So Bach didn't come back along with 40 riders or something like that. He came back with, 2 guys. And for us, that's a win. That is absolutely a win, because the Peloton is roughly the exact same size that it was before. And Bach already beginning to fade. So McKellar, you're next, buddy. Karaman, get on his heels, and Hagens to the back. And this is going to have to be our tactic going forward. Terraskin was fading already. Definitely can't have that. He's going to have to try to hold position a lot better and just use up his teammates one after another to help him stay on in position. Really happy that there's not a lot of pace in the Peloton at the moment, as the front 5, their gap holding at just over 1.5 minutes. Keller's not going to last much longer, and we will switch to Huggins. Let's set you to auto. Guzman and Vandenberg are now 8 minutes behind. That gap is coming out quite quickly and is definitely worrying. And there you go, we're switching this up. McKellar, see ya later. Down to 3. Terraskin. Okay, things are picking up, and he is drifting. I'm okay with some drifting, but it's got to be marginal. But we are really just trying to help him hang on. Like I said, 78 Mountain compared to the other contenders is nothing. He is miles behind these guys, so this is very much just desperation survival, and we're down to under 70 and starting to see attacks. Which means responses are going to come, and Hagens, that's way too late. And Hagens will be gone in just a moment, and he fades from distance, which means Karaman's going to have to replace him, and look how tired these two are now. Down to 53. Toynes. Almeida. We're looking at guys in the high 70s starting to get dropped. Hershey. This is our Terraskin territory. 2.5K. Can Terraskin hang on for 2K? Can he hang on for 2K? Please, oh please. Please, oh please. I am saving that gel. It's too late for the gel now anyway. And he is not going to quite hang on to the top. Down to 23. They sit up a little bit. They sit up just before the top. You get an attack by Van Gils and Bogley. But outside of that, the group remains intact. And Terraskin is over the top in one piece. Let's put our hand up and recover on the descent. And we did manage to save the gel. But we have no support and a 78 mountain rating heading into the final one. We're very likely to get dropped. But for now, Terraskin still in one piece and recovering rather quickly. Karaman too far back to help this thing. One rider off the front who has already sat up and come back to us. So there you go, 24 riders left in contention. Jumbo Visma have about 30 riders left in their group. They are very strongly in control. I believe they are leading out Vingegaard. No, Pogacar. What? Pogacar is Jumbo Visma? Man, talk about putting all your eggs in one basket. We are going to gel right at the base of the climb, knowing that this thing's going to get intense quick. We did not get fully recovered, and we instantly have an attack. I am not responding to attacks. I am just trying to stay alive in the group and not get dropped. So 85 it is. We go through the mountain point. Four guys have gone off the front, but they have just the slenderest of advantages. 6K to go. Karaman is a ways back already, so there's no support coming. 3.7K. Now we can start thinking about the finish, and Terraskin has finished, has managed to survive. And then those front three are not that far ahead. 2.7. Okay, Terraskin trying to inch his way forward now. Final 2K, trying to get ourselves in position to contest the finish. And he is punchy, so getting him into a punchy position now. Final K and sprinting it out. Catching up to those front three. Terraskin almost squeezes his way through. He's going to have a top 6 on the stage. Rubio, Nordhagen, Van Gils, and Terraskin grabs 6th place. Great result because, let's be real, that red, that sea of red that we had very much parted ways. Moses came through and just eliminated the entire support team for Terraskin and his moderate +2 with a base of 75 mountain. I was quite nervous that we were going to lose a big chunk of time today, but we hang on. Yes, on to the next. Stage 7, and we have ourselves a time trial. It's 26K overall, and Huggins on a -2 is not going to do terribly well with this one. 73 mountain base, 75 time trial base, but -1s to each of those, -3 to his stamina means his time's not going to be great. But the thing about it so far is that actually the team overall has looked really good. I've figured this one out pretty much right from the first guy, Guzman. Like a 61 mountain rating. He's 35th overall right now, just 2 minutes down on Rowan Dennis, who's, in 83 or something like that in the time trial, and a fairly good climber. Vandenberg, same thing. Neither of these guys are time trialists or climbers, and yet they're putting in very, very respectable times. Bach and McKellar, 20th, 24th, just over a minute down, is absurdly competitive times. So I know that Huggins, Karaman, and Terraskin are going to put in competitive times with a little race day condition bonus, like Karaman climbing at an 80 today. He's going to put up a very good time. Time trial 80 also. Stamina 82. Karaman is going to have a competitive time, but it's not mid 80s. It's not upper 80s. It's basically 80 across the board, or about an 81 average between all of it, which means it's still not going to be on top. But I think Karaman should be putting in a top 10 time. Certainly going to move him up the standings a bit, but it's 7.5 minutes down overall from 25th position. It's going to move him up into the top 20, top 15. It's certainly not going to challenge the top 5. The last stage, stage 8, big mountain stage, a couple all-cat climbs. It's going to be really tough, and Taraskin is probably going to be in a world of trouble. You can see Hagens almost out of energy, not even halfway through the stage. But once you get past the climb, the crest flattens out for a bit. But once you start the descent about here, that's it, folks. That's it. It's all just downhill descent from there. So you can see Hagens runs out of energy a little bit before that point. You can see right here is that crest where it just really drops off and you just tuck all the way to the finish line. So that's all it is you need to pull. And Karaman is going to hit it at the right place. He runs out of energy just as he gets over that crest. I think he's going to have a really good time. He is second place at the first time check. Hagens, minute 50 down. He's only a 72 mountain, so that's kind of the primary reason for that. But that's 40th, respectable, 2 minutes down. And like I said, Karaman's going to have an excellent time on this one. I said top 10. He's third. Taraskin's going to set off here pretty soon. Let's hope he has a positive race day condition to hang on to his 4th position. I'm feeling he's going backwards on this stage. We'll be lucky to still be in the top 10 with Taraskin. Karaman's certainly moving forward, but it's how far down he is. That's a problem. It is a okay race day condition, either a +1 or a 0. It's a 0, but at least it's a 0. It's not a negative. So 76 mountain, 75 time trial. Taraskin has leveled up, has he not? He was a 73 mountain just yesterday. 75 today. So Taraskin has leveled up. Perfect timing. His success in this race has vaulted him forward. He is wearing the under 25's jersey. Ooh, locked out on that one. While we got a neutral race day condition, that's a win. And him leveling up is a huge win for us. But still, 76 mountain, 75 time trial is not going to be a great time. It's not going to crack the top 10, but maybe we can get him into the top 20 on such a time. And that would just about do it to hang on to the top 10. You can see he is running out of energy right over the crest. That's ideal. That is ideal. What sort of time will he have? He's a minute 42 down. It's a bit further back than I would have liked him to have been. You can see he did get out descended by whoever that was, but we're talking about mere seconds at the end. Vingegaard is already top to Barry. Pogacar, Nordhagen are all right there. But Karaman does hang on to a top 10, a minute down. That big help. Big help. Yes, okay. Time loss, yes. But Taraskin still very much in the mix. He's still 6th place. That is phenomenal. But when we inspect a little bit closer, there's something worrying about this. Pogacar, Vingegaard, Tiberi, Nordhagen are miles ahead. Then it jumps to Enric Mas at 2:23. Now, where he's somewhat in reach for us, Enric Mas is an 81 mountain with 76 stamina. Taraskin, hey, he's leveled up. He's still only a 75. Only a 72 flat. Very little team support for him unless Karaman is able to stick around for quite a bit longer than he has on some previous stages. But we are 3 minutes down. So yay, 6th place. But 301 drops you to 7th. 329 drops you to 8th. 344, 354, 412, and you're out. You're out of the top 10. So we've got a minute. We can only stand to lose a minute on the final stage just to hang on to a top 10 position. If Taraskin has anything less than a +1, +2, we're going to be in big trouble on the final stage because of the massive climbs that are coming, meaning that mountain rating is going to be heavily exposed on this final stage, and he's going to need a +2, +3 to even just think about even making it more than halfway up the second of 2 AllsCat climbs. And that's not even the finish line at that point. So we could be looking at very large gaps and, see him losing 4 or 5 minutes today, which would, bump him still ahead of Karaman, but it would bump him into the teens for sure. Karaman's 8:03 down. He only managed to move up 3 spots after that phenomenal stage. Nordhagen has also bumped Taraskin for the under 25s jersey, so we're not going to collect bonuses for that one at this point. Guzman had a fitness peak. It just ended, so now he's on a -2 expected. Bach is starting to show fatigue here at the end of the race, and he's on a -1. So our scenario gets worse. It was neutral zeros across the board until today. Taraskin still sitting in 6th place, but in a worrying position with 4 big climbs on a 119k stage, which means it's going to be difficult from the off. So those first 2 climbs very well could have a pace that's going to see the Peloton blow up quite a bit. And we have obviously 4 guys that could get dropped on those first couple of climbs quite easily. And then we could be down to 4 by the time we begin that other AllsCat. And I think Taraskin could be isolated by the midpoint of the mountain and not make it over the top of that one. And then you recover on the descent, but you still go into yet another climb on your way to the finish line. And I could see his top 10 very much being in jeopardy. Now, while episode length isn't terribly long right now, that's a stage that needs to be covered in its entirety. That's a stage that's going to need to be managed carefully and not quickly like I did on stage 6. Therefore, I'm going to push that into the next episode. Especially, I'm trying to get back to full schedule, regular schedule now that I'm back from this vacation, but I still have a number of things to finish up over the next few days that are keeping me quite busy before I properly am back into the regular schedule. So I'm sorry that I am busy, that it's going to shorten this episode down and next episode down a little bit, but at least I am now resuming regular scheduling here on the channel. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.